They thought humans were just another species, ordinary and fragile, lost in the endless expanse of the galaxy. But then the disappearances began. Entire exploration crews vanished, without a trace, near human-occupied sectors. Fleets sent to investigate were shattered, their pilots never returning. The galaxy fell silent in fear. What was it about humanity that stirred such dread in even the most advanced civilizations? The truth was buried deep in history, hidden beneath layers of myth and fear. This is the story no one dared tell, until now. Long before humans reached the stars, they lived on a fragile, tempestuous world called Earth. A planet scarred by relentless storms, shifting continents, and scarce resources. Life there was a constant struggle, not just against nature, but against each other. Every generation was tested by hardship, famine, war, disease. Yet through all this suffering, humans endured. They adapted. They fought back with a fierce determination born from necessity. It was not strength alone that saved them, but an unbreakable will to survive. This will was their true weapon, sharper than any blade, more powerful than any technology. As humanity expanded beyond their homeworld, they carried this legacy with them. The first colonies were small and vulnerable, scattered across harsh, unwelcoming planets. They faced dangers from hostile environments and alien threats alike. But humans did not back down. Each setback taught them valuable lessons, and every loss was a painful but vital part of their evolution. Their soldiers wore armor marked by countless battles, each dent and scorch telling a story of sacrifice and courage. These were not mere fighters. They were the embodiment of a species forged in the fires of adversity. What truly set humans apart was not their brute force, but their resilience. Against overwhelming odds, they adapted their tactics and technology. Their weapons were crafted with precision and practicality, designed to survive the chaos of war and to turn the tide in desperate moments. Plasma rifles that could pierce the toughest alien armor, energy shields that shimmered like liquid glass, ships that could outmaneuver and outlast enemies twice their size. Every tool was a testament to human ingenuity and a reminder that failure was only a step toward victory. The galaxy began to take notice. Alien commanders whispered in corridors of power, sharing tales of humans who fought not just with weapons, but with an indomitable spirit. Entire fleets were broken. Planets once thought secure fell to human hands. Diplomacy gave way to fear, and fear to respect, or sometimes hatred. Humanity was no longer a curiosity. They were a threat. An unstoppable force that refused to surrender or retreat. But beyond weapons and technology, it was the human mind that truly made them formidable. Their commanders were strategic geniuses, blending instinct with cold calculation. They studied their enemies, predicted their moves, and exploited weaknesses with ruthless efficiency. Battles were not just won by firepower, but by foresight and unyielding determination. They remained calm under pressure, turning desperate situations into opportunities for triumph. Against such opponents, defeat was often inevitable. Yet the heart of humanity's power was deeper still. It was a shared bond, the desire to protect their home, their families, their legacy. This was not blind patriotism, but a profound understanding of loss and hope. When faced with extinction, humans found strength beyond the physical, a spirit that could not be broken. This unseen force carried them through the darkest hours and made them a race feared and respected across the stars. As the galaxy trembled beneath their advance, one truth became clear. Humans were not just survivors. They were legends in the making, warriors shaped by hardship, united by will, and destined to leave an indelible mark on the cosmos. The story of humanity was far from over. But the message was unmistakable. The galaxy had never seen a force quite like this before, and it never would again. Earth was no gentle cradle for life. It was a relentless crucible where only the strongest could endure. Before humanity reached for the stars, they were shaped by a planet that tested them in every possible way. From violent storms that could flatten cities in hours, to endless droughts that turned fertile lands to dust, survival was a daily battle. But it was not just the planet itself that forged humans. It was the struggles within. Wars between tribes, clashes for scarce resources, and the constant threat of extinction from disease and famine taught early humans one brutal lesson: only the adaptable survive. In those early days, humanity was fragile in body but fierce in spirit. Their societies were small and vulnerable, yet every generation grew wiser and tougher. The lessons of failure were etched deep into their collective memory. When a community fell, others learned from its mistakes and carried those lessons forward. This relentless cycle of trial and error shaped a species that refused to be broken. Humans learned to cooperate, to innovate, and above all, to fight with a tenacity that defied their physical limitations. As technology advanced, humanity's survival instincts evolved into strategic brilliance. They developed tools and weapons to overcome the odds, simple at first, but rapidly becoming more sophisticated. Stone gave way to metal, fire to engines, and eventually, machines capable of exploring beyond Earth. Every invention was born from necessity, every advancement a step closer to mastering the environment that once threatened to destroy them. But the greatest challenge was never the planet itself. It was the humans. Internal conflicts ravaged civilizations, forcing them to grow tougher and more resilient. Empires rose and fell, each leaving behind scars and knowledge. Through millennia of conflict, humanity honed its ability to endure pain, loss, and betrayal. It was this harsh upbringing that bred warriors, not just fighters, but survivors with a deep understanding of the costs of war. When humanity finally ventured into space, they carried this legacy with them. They were not naive explorers, but hardened survivors, aware that the cosmos was far more unforgiving than Earth. The lessons learned in harsh deserts and frozen tundras translated into a fierce adaptability in hostile alien worlds. Colonies were established on planets where survival meant mastering unfamiliar environments and hostile creatures. Every settlement was a battleground, and every colonist a warrior in their own right. Humanity's expansion was not peaceful. Conflicts with alien species were inevitable, but humans fought with a unique combination of courage and cunning. They were willing to take risks others avoided and adapt quickly when plans failed. Their enemies often underestimated them, mistaking resilience for weakness. But every defeat only fueled humanity's determination to improve, innovate, and strike back harder. This was no reckless aggression. It was a calculated survival strategy, born from millennia of hardship. Humans did not wage war for conquest alone. They fought to protect their people, their homes, and their future. This deep sense of purpose made them unpredictable and formidable opponents. Their battle strategies combined brute force with tactical flexibility, adapting to enemy tactics with astonishing speed. Behind every human soldier was a story of survival, loss, and hope. They carried with them the memories of ancestors who endured famines, wars, and natural disasters. This history was a source of strength, reminding them why they fought and what they stood to lose. Their resilience was not just physical, but deeply emotional, a testament to the human spirit's refusal to be extinguished. The galaxy soon realized that humanity was not simply another species to be catalogued and ignored. They were a force shaped by relentless struggle, equipped with an unyielding, will to survive and dominate. Where others saw fragility, humans revealed hidden strength. Where others expected surrender, humans showed defiance. This transformation, born on a small blue planet battered by storms and war, would echo across the stars and change the fate of civilizations. Humans became legends not because they wielded the deadliest weapons, but because they carried within them the indomitable fire of survival itself. Their past was a story of hardship turned into power, and the galaxy was only beginning to understand the terrifying truth behind the rise of humanity. Imagine a battlefield stretched across a shattered planet, the sky darkened by swirling ash and distant explosions. Standing tall amidst the chaos are humans, clad in armor that bears the scars of countless battles. These are not mere soldiers. They are warriors forged through centuries of hardship, each one carrying the weight of their species' survival on their shoulders. Their armor isn't just protection. It is a symbol of resilience, molded and battered by fire and conflict, a testament to the price they have paid for every inch of ground gained. Human armor combines advanced technology with practical design, born from relentless testing on the harshest fronts. It adapts to extreme environments, from frozen wastelands to scorching deserts, shielding the wearer from alien toxins and harsh radiation. Integrated energy shields ripple across their bodies, absorbing impacts that would cripple lesser beings. This armor has evolved beyond simple defense. It's an extension of the warrior's will, enhancing strength, speed, and reflexes to superhuman levels. Their weapons glow with lethal energy, humming softly with power. Plasma rifles capable of piercing the toughest alien hides, compact energy blades that can cut through steel like paper, and long-range precision weapons that can disable enemy ships from orbit. Every tool is tested in the crucible of war, refined by veterans who understand that in battle, a single second can mean the difference between survival and death. Yet, the true power of these warriors lies not in their gear, but in their unwavering spirit. Each soldier moves with a purpose beyond mere orders. They fight for their home, for their families, for the legacy of humanity itself. They have faced extinction before and emerged stronger, and they carry that history in their eyes. This determination translates into a fierce, unyielding presence on the battlefield that unsettles even the most fearsome alien adversaries. The battlefield is more than just a place of conflict. It is a stage where human tenacity is on full display. Enemy forces that underestimate humans quickly learn the cost of such mistakes. Humans employ not just brute force, but cunning strategy, using the terrain and technology to their advantage. They set traps, coordinate precise strikes, and adapt instantly to shifting battle conditions. Their ability to think and react faster than any enemy is a force multiplier that turns even desperate situations into victories. Behind every advance is a story of sacrifice. Human soldiers have lost more than just battles. They have lost friends, comrades, and sometimes entire units. Yet, this loss only hardens their resolve. Each scar on their armor tells a story of endurance. Each battle won a chapter in humanity's ongoing struggle for survival and dominance. They do not fight because they want to, but because they must. This is a species that refuses to yield. When faced with overwhelming odds, humans push forward, finding strength in unity and an unshakable belief that they can prevail. Their enemies speak in hushed tones of the terrifying ferocity of human warriors, not merely because of their weapons, but because of the indomitable will that drives them. On war-torn planets, where cities lie in ruins and the skies burn with the fires of conflict, human warriors stand as symbols of hope and fear alike. They embody a paradox, fragile in their beginnings, yet unstoppable in their resolve. The galaxy watches as humans reclaim ground, fight back invasions, and carve a legacy written in sweat, blood, and unbreakable spirit. What makes humanity the most terrifying warrior species is not just their technology or their tactics. It is their refusal to surrender. They carry with them the scars of countless battles and the hope of a future free from oppression. This combination of relentless innovation, tactical brilliance, and fierce heart has made humans legends in the eyes of friend and foe alike. In every war-torn landscape, as the smoke clears and the echoes of battle fade, one truth remains clear. Humanity stands undefeated, a force born of struggle, and a warning to any who dare challenge them. The story of these armored warriors is far from over. It is a saga of survival and dominance that will echo across the stars for generations to come. In the relentless march of war, humanity's greatest strength has always been its ability to innovate under pressure. Their weapons are not just tools of destruction. They are the embodiment of centuries of trial, error, and relentless improvement. Each piece of technology carries the story of battles fought and lost, lessons learned in the heat of combat, and a drive to never repeat past mistakes. This is the heart of human ingenuity, born not from comfort or excess, but from necessity and survival. Human weaponry is practical, deadly, and brutally efficient. Plasma rifles, the backbone of their infantry, fire concentrated bursts of energy capable of piercing through the toughest alien armor. These weapons are lightweight yet powerful, designed for rapid deployment and sustained combat. Unlike many alien technologies, which rely on overwhelming force or sheer scale, human arms are engineered for adaptability. A soldier can modify their weapon on the fly, switching ammunition types or adjusting firing modes in seconds. This flexibility often gives humans an edge in unpredictable battlefield conditions. Energy shields are another marvel of human technology. Unlike traditional armor, which can be penetrated or shattered, these shields ripple with a translucent, shimmering glow, absorbing and dispersing incoming attacks. They are not infallible, but when combined with human reflexes and tactics, they create a near-impenetrable defense. These shields have saved countless lives, turning what could have been devastating blows into mere glancing strikes. The technology behind them is a blend of advanced physics and bioengineering, reflecting humanity's willingness to blend science and practicality. But perhaps the most terrifying human innovation is their close combat weaponry. In battle, situations can become chaotic and unpredictable, forcing soldiers into close quarters. Here, the energy blade comes into play, a compact weapon emitting a blade of pure plasma, hotter than any known metal and capable of slicing through enemy armor and weaponry with ease. These blades hum with lethal energy, glowing ominously in the dim light of battlefields. Wielded with precision and deadly skill, they turn soldiers into living legends, feared for their silent efficiency. Human engineers have also revolutionized battlefield drones and autonomous systems. Unlike clunky, unwieldy machines, human drones are sleek, agile, and capable of independent tactical decisions. They scout ahead, relay vital intelligence, and provide support in the heat of battle. This integration of AI with human strategy allows for rapid response and overwhelming firepower, often tipping the scales in dire moments. The synergy between human soldiers and their machines is seamless, reflecting a deep understanding of both technology and warfare. What sets human weapons apart is not just their design, but the mindset behind them. Every innovation is driven by a deep understanding of human vulnerability and a relentless desire to overcome it. Their technology is not just about killing, it is about survival, about giving humans the tools to stand firm when faced with extinction. This philosophy creates weapons that are both practical and fearsome, tools forged in the crucible of endless conflict. Alien observers have often remarked on the eerie efficiency of human technology. It is neither ornate nor excessively complex, but brutally effective. It does not rely on overwhelming power or mystical forces, but on relentless refinement and adaptation. This pragmatic approach means human weapons are durable, easy to repair in the field, and adaptable to new threats. It is a stark contrast to some alien designs, which often fail when conditions stray from their original parameters. The terror that humanity inspires in the galaxy is not just because of their soldiers' courage, but because of this perfect marriage of mind and machine. They do not rush blindly into battle. They come prepared with tools that can adapt to any situation, backed by a species that refuses to accept defeat. Their weapons are extensions of their will to survive and dominate. In the endless warfields scattered across the stars, human soldiers wield these innovations with deadly precision. Their plasma rifles flash through smoke and fire, energy shields ripple as they block enemy fire, and energy blades carve through the shadows of the battlefield. Each weapon, each piece of armor, tells a story of adaptation, survival, and an unyielding drive to overcome. The galaxy has learned a harsh truth. When humans bring their weapons to the fight, they do so with experience, skill, and a terrifying understanding of war's true nature. Their technology is not just a means to an end, but a testament to humanity's relentless spirit. It is this fusion of innovation and indomitable will that makes humanity the galaxy's most terrifying warrior species. And as their weapons continue to evolve, so too does the legend of the human warrior, a legacy written in plasma, fire, and unbreakable resolve. In the vast, cold reaches of space, humanity's most lethal weapon is not technology, it is their mind. Across countless battlefields and star systems, human commanders have earned a reputation for strategic brilliance that rivals the greatest tacticians of the galaxy. This sharp intellect, combined with relentless adaptability, turns the tide of wars and shatters enemy plans with ruthless efficiency. Human strategy is born from millennia of survival against impossible odds. Where other species rely on overwhelming force or sheer numbers, humans excel at turning weaknesses into advantages. Their commanders study enemies relentlessly, learning their tactics, predicting their moves, and exploiting every flaw. This meticulous planning is paired with an instinctive flexibility. When plans fail, humans improvise instantly, transforming defeat into victory with breathtaking ingenuity. On the battlefield, humans operate with a unique balance of patience and aggression. They know when to strike hard and fast, and when to wait for the perfect moment to unleash devastating blows. Their tactics often involve luring enemies into traps, setting ambushes with precision, and striking with surgical accuracy. This mastery of timing and coordination means that even outnumbered human forces can rout far larger armies. Unlike many alien species, humans value information as much as firepower. Reconnaissance and intelligence gathering are cornerstones of their strategy. Advanced drones and spies infiltrate enemy lines, transmitting critical data that commanders use to adapt their plans in real time. This constant flow of information allows humans to anticipate enemy movements, avoid ambushes, and identify vulnerabilities. But human commanders do not just rely on technology or raw data. They understand the psychology of war, the fears, hopes, and limits of their enemies. This understanding allows them to manipulate opponents, sow confusion, and break morale before the first shot is fired. Psychological warfare is as integral to human tactics as plasma rifles and energy shields. Perhaps most importantly, human leadership inspires fierce loyalty and unity among troops. Commanders lead from the front, sharing in the dangers and hardships of battle. This builds trust and morale, making soldiers willing to endure incredible hardships and fight with unwavering determination. The bond between leader and soldier is forged in fire and blood, creating forces that move and fight as a single, unstoppable unit. Human adaptability extends beyond battlefield tactics. They are masters of unconventional warfare, using guerrilla tactics, sabotage, and covert operations to weaken enemies before open conflict even begins. These unpredictable methods keep their foes off balance, unable to anticipate where or how the next strike will come. This ability to think outside traditional warfare concepts gives humans an edge few can match. The galaxy's most advanced alien empires have learned to fear human commanders. Their strategies are studied and dissected, but few have managed to predict human moves with consistent accuracy. When humans enter a conflict, their enemies know to expect the unexpected, a relentless opponent who can change the rules of war in an instant. This reputation is not built on myth, but on countless hard-won battles. Time and again, human commanders have led their forces from near defeat to crushing victory. Their successes have turned tides of war, saved colonies, and even altered the political landscape of entire star systems. This track record of triumph under pressure fuels the legend of humanity's strategic genius. In the shadowed war rooms aboard massive starships, human generals pore over holographic maps and data streams. They plan campaigns that stretch across star systems, coordinating fleets and armies with precision and foresight. Their decisions can determine the fate of entire worlds. And beneath the calm, calculating exterior lies a fierce determination, a refusal to accept failure, no matter the cost. This strategic brilliance is deeply tied to humanity's survival instinct. Every victory is not just a conquest, but a step closer to securing a future for their people. The stakes are always high, and human commanders carry this weight with solemn resolve. Their genius is not a tool for domination alone, but a shield for preserving all they hold dear. As the galaxy continues to watch humanity's rise, one thing becomes clear. Humans are more than just warriors with powerful weapons. They are thinkers, planners, and survivors who use every advantage their minds can offer. This combination of intellect and indomitable will make humanity a force unlike any other, feared, respected, and destined to shape the future of the stars. The story of humanity's strategic mastery is far from finished. Each new battle, each new challenge, is a chance to prove that the mind of a human warrior is as terrifying as any weapon they wield. And as long as they live, humans will continue to outthink, outfight, and outlast any who stand against them. Across the silent void of space, human resilience shines brightest not only in battle, but in the unyielding spirit that binds their species. The true terror of humanity lies beyond their armor, weapons, or strategy. It is found in their will to endure, adapt, and rise again no matter the devastation faced. Time and again, they have stared down annihilation, only to emerge stronger, their resolve forged in the crucible of suffering. When humanity encounters disaster, they do not crumble. Instead, they rebuild, faster, smarter, and more determined. Entire colonies have been reduced to ruins, swallowed by hostile worlds or merciless wars. Yet survivors cling to hope and rebuild from the ashes. This cycle of destruction and rebirth has shaped a species unlike any other in the galaxy. To their enemies, this relentless comeback is terrifying because it signals that defeat is never final. Humanity's resilience is deeply rooted in their history. Earth, their birthplace, was a battlefield for survival long before they ever dreamed of the stars. From ice ages to pandemics, from wars that ravaged continents to environmental catastrophes, humans endured it all. These brutal experiences taught them that survival depends on more than strength. It demands flexibility, courage, and an unshakable belief in tomorrow. This belief manifests in every human soldier who faces overwhelming odds. Even when cut off from reinforcements, surrounded by hostile forces, or pushed to the brink of exhaustion, they refuse to surrender. Their endurance becomes a weapon in itself. When others would fall, humans push forward, driven by a powerful instinct to protect their comrades, their homes, and their future. But resilience isn't just about survival. It's about learning and evolving. After every setback, humans analyze what went wrong, extract lessons, and innovate solutions. Their scientists and engineers work tirelessly to improve armor, develop new weapons, and enhance tactics. This constant evolution means that enemies who think they understand humanity soon find themselves facing an unexpected new threat, one that is faster, smarter, and deadlier. The psychological fortitude of humans is another cornerstone of their resilience. Their ability to endure hardship without losing hope is unmatched. Where other species might collapse under despair or fear, humans draw strength from their shared history of suffering and triumph. This collective spirit fuels their resolve, creating a bond that unites them across planets, wars, and generations. Human medical technology further amplifies this resilience. Advances in bioengineering and regenerative medicine allow soldiers to recover from injuries that would be fatal elsewhere. Nanobots repair damaged tissue, advanced prosthetics restore lost limbs, and genetic therapies boost endurance. Even when wounded or weakened, humans often return to the battlefield, refusing to let pain or injury dictate their fate. Resilience also shapes human society and culture. Their communities emphasize support, cooperation, and sacrifice. Stories of past heroes who endured impossible odds inspire new generations to persevere. These narratives are not just myths, but lived realities, passed down to remind every human that survival requires unity and unbreakable spirit. The galaxy has learned that facing humanity means facing a species that refuses to break. This knowledge spreads fear among even the most powerful empires. Time and again, alien invaders who have decimated human colonies are shocked when survivors rise from the ruins, ready to fight again. This relentless cycle frustrates enemies, who find their victories are often temporary. Human resilience is also a warning, a promise that no matter the cost, they will defend what they hold dear. It is a silent threat that echoes across the stars. Humanity will endure. They will adapt. They will return. In war-ravaged star systems, where hope seems lost and the odds insurmountable, human resilience is the spark that ignites rebellion, the force that turns despair into defiance. It is a power that transcends technology or numbers, a testament to the indomitable human spirit. This resilience makes humanity not only survivors, but conquerors of fate itself. It is the secret behind their terrifying reputation, the reason enemies hesitate before engaging them, and the foundation of their unstoppable rise in the galaxy. As long as humans breathe, their story will be one of survival against all odds. Their enemies can destroy cities, fleets, and worlds, but they cannot destroy the human will. That is a weapon far deadlier than any plasma rifle or energy shield, the unbreakable spirit of humanity itself. The galaxy's whispers speak of a phenomenon no other species can match: humanity's uncanny ability to unite when faced with annihilation. This unity is not a fleeting alliance forged by convenience, but a deep-rooted bond born from shared hardship and an unshakable will to survive. In the darkest hours, when empires crumble and worlds fall, humans come together as one, turning fractured remnants into a formidable force that defies all odds. Unlike many species fractured by internal rivalries or ideological divides, humans possess a rare ability to set aside differences for a common cause. Rival factions have fought bitter wars, yet when a greater threat emerges, those rivalries dissolve. Soldiers, civilians, leaders, all join hands across cultures and histories, fueled by a collective determination to protect their species and way of life. This unity creates a battlefield synergy that overwhelms enemies who expect disarray. Human unity manifests most powerfully in moments of crisis. Whether repelling an alien invasion or responding to natural disasters on distant colonies, humans coordinate vast efforts with speed and precision. Communication networks spanning star systems relay vital information, while armies and fleets mobilize in a synchronized dance of defense and counterattack. This rapid, coordinated response leaves enemies scrambling, unable to exploit perceived weaknesses. The strength of human unity extends beyond military might. It shapes their societies, cultures, and governance, creating resilient networks that adapt quickly to challenges. Governments work closely with civilian sectors, scientists, and engineers to innovate solutions that safeguard entire planets. This cooperation transforms entire star systems into bastions of resistance, where every citizen plays a role in the defense and survival of humanity. But unity is more than strategy and logistics. It is an emotional and psychological force. Humans draw strength from one another, forging bonds that transcend individual survival. These bonds fuel acts of courage and sacrifice on the battlefield, inspiring soldiers to fight harder, endure longer, and push beyond limits. The stories of heroes who gave everything for their people become legends, passed down as a source of inspiration and hope. Alien species often underestimate this unity, mistaking humans for disorganized or primitive. But time and again, they are stunned to find humans coordinated and relentless. Their enemies' attempts to divide and conquer fail spectacularly against a species that values cohesion above all. This unity, forged in centuries of conflict and survival, is a weapon as sharp and devastating as any plasma blade. The human ability to unite is also fueled by a shared vision, a future where humanity thrives, free from extinction or subjugation. This vision transcends politics, culture, and individual desires, creating a powerful common purpose. Even in the face of overwhelming odds, this hope drives humans forward, turning despair into determination. Throughout the galaxy, tales spread of human coalitions rising from the ashes of defeat. Colonies devastated by war or disaster rebuild stronger, bolstered by aid and reinforcements from distant worlds. This network of support reflects a species that does not abandon its own, no matter the distance or danger. This solidarity is both a shield and a sword, protecting humanity's past and forging its future. Human unity also breeds innovation. When diverse minds come together, they spark creativity and breakthroughs that reshape warfare, technology, and society. Collaborative efforts yield advanced defenses, medical breakthroughs, and new tactics that keep humanity one step ahead of its enemies. This constant evolution is driven by the collective strength of human cooperation. As humanity spreads across the stars, their unity becomes a beacon, a warning to adversaries, and a rallying cry for allies. It signals that humanity is not just a collection of individuals or factions, but a single, powerful force that refuses to be broken. This unity transforms human forces from mere soldiers into an unstoppable tide. The galaxy has learned that when humans stand together, they become more than the sum of their parts. Their unity is a force of nature, unyielding, unstoppable, and terrifying to those who oppose them. It is the invisible weapon that turns fractured colonies into empires and desperate survivors into victors. This unity defines humanity's rise as the galaxy's most terrifying warrior species. It is the thread that weaves together their strength, resilience, and ingenuity into a fabric no enemy can tear. In the endless dance of war among the stars, human unity is the pulse that drives their relentless march toward survival and dominance. And as long as humans remain united, the galaxy will never forget the fear that comes with facing a species that fights not alone, but as one. Across the endless expanse of the galaxy, a question haunts every civilization, every star empire, every war council. Why is humanity the most terrifying warrior species? The answer is not a single factor, but the combination of every element: strength, ingenuity, resilience, strategy, and unity, that together forge a force unlike any other. But at the core lies something deeper, something intangible yet undeniable: humanity's unbreakable spirit. Humanity does not fight for conquest or glory alone. They fight because survival is etched into their very DNA. Every battle, every war, is a testament to a species that has faced extinction and risen anew. This drive to live, to protect their kind and their home, fuels a ferocity unmatched in the galaxy. Enemies have learned that when humans fight, they bring with them the weight of every hardship endured, every loss suffered, and every hope yet to be realized. This spirit manifests in a refusal to surrender. Humans have endured planetary annihilations, been outnumbered in every war, and faced foes with technology far beyond their own. Yet time and again they stand. Their refusal to yield has become a nightmare for adversaries, who discover that crushing human forces often only strengthens their resolve. Humanity's battles are not just fought with weapons, but with the relentless heart of survivors. Even more terrifying is humanity's capacity to evolve through adversity. Defeat does not break them, it transforms them. Each loss is a lesson, each hardship a forge for innovation. Scientists develop new technologies, strategists rethink tactics, and soldiers train harder. This cycle ensures that the next encounter is met with greater strength and smarter solutions. Opponents who think they understand humans find themselves outmatched by a species that never stops learning. Humanity's adaptability is coupled with an unpredictable nature. They do not follow the rigid doctrines common among other species. Their tactics are fluid, their innovation surprising. Enemies cannot rely on familiar strategies to defeat them because humans rewrite the rules of engagement with each conflict. This unpredictability adds another layer of fear, as opponents face not only raw power but constant change. Yet, perhaps the most fearsome aspect of humanity is their capacity for sacrifice and loyalty. In the chaos of battle, human soldiers fight not only for themselves, but for their comrades, their families, and the future of their species. This willingness to endure pain, to face death without hesitation, imbues human forces with a unity that transcends mere strategy. It is a bond forged in blood and shared purpose, a force that fuels acts of heroism that inspire generations. In the vast cold of space, where countless species vie for supremacy, humanity stands apart because they combine every weapon at their disposal with an indomitable will. They wield technology, strategy, resilience, and unity like a symphony, each element amplifying the others. This fusion creates a force that strikes fear into the hearts of even the most advanced civilizations. As humanity continues to expand, their legend grows. Stories of human warriors cutting through impossible odds, their fleets defying overwhelming forces, and their leaders outsmarting entire armies echo across star systems. This reputation is not mere myth. It is the reality forged by relentless determination and unyielding spirit. The galaxy knows this truth. To face humanity in battle is to face a force that refuses to die, refuses to give up, and refuses to lose. Their power lies not just in weapons or numbers, but in the very essence of what it means to be human. It is a force shaped by history, struggle, and an unbreakable will to survive and dominate. And so, humanity remains the galaxy's most terrifying warrior species. Not because they seek war, but because they embody the relentless fight for existence. Their story is a warning and a promise. As long as humans breathe, they will fight. They will endure. They will rise. And no enemy will ever forget the fury of a species that refuses to be broken.